A very good evening and welcome to our Monday edition of Primetime News. Thank you for joining us. I'm Salima Shimwefeleni Masipa. Leading our news bulletin tonight, President Dr. Hage Geingob has called upon public servants to prioritize diligent and timely service delivery to citizens, aiming for effective governance. The President's message was conveyed through a recent press statement released by the Presidency on the occasion of the United Nations and Africa Public Service Day commemoration. Highlighting the importance of fostering a prosperous and integrated Africa through trade, President Geingob emphasized that public servants have a crucial role in ensuring that citizens, investors, tourists, and all individuals relying on public services are treated with respect and receive the assistance they need promptly and efficiently. The day's celebration revolved around the theme of acceleration of the African Continental Free Trade Area implementation. This theme serves as a reminder of the principles and values inherent in public service, as well as the collective pursuit of poverty eradication in support of a united and prosperous Agenda 2063. Moving on, in a significant development, 11 officers of the Namibian Correctional Service in Windhoek have been terminated from their positions. Their dismissal is a result of their involvement in a 3-year-long smuggling operation where prohibited goods were brought into correctional service facilities. We now delve into the details of this alarming case.
Deputy Commissioner said during the last 3 years, the facility has lost 11 officers, of which 1 was dismissed, while 6 resigned and currently 4 are on suspension. ANMAS further revealed that between January and June 2023, 40 mobile phones, 67 sachets of cannabis, 40 pieces of crack cocaine, 2 main drug tablets, 42 sachets of tobacco were found in the facility. He explained that the prohibited items were mostly confiscated during searches, stressing that often the drugs are planted around the facility, courts, and public hospitals by officers who work with the inmates. He noted that smuggling equally has been observed to be detrimental to the rehabilitation and reintegration efforts aimed at the offenders, affirming that instead of focusing on the restoration as law-abiding citizens, smuggling continues to support criminal attitudes and behaviors. ANMAS highlighted that the shortage of staff at the correctional facilities increases security threats and the incidents due to the disproportion it causes in the ratio of offender to staff, as inmates tend to outnumber the correctional officers at the facilities.
In a demonstration of strengthened collaboration, the Namibian Defence Force and Botswana Defence Force have commenced the highly anticipated joint military exercise Hangane 2. The exercise, held in the Omaheke region, aims to enhance joint cooperation between the two forces. Themed Enhancing Joint Cooperation, this intensive exercise will take place from the 15th of June to the 30th of June 2023.
I want to thank the government of the Republic of Botswana, particularly the Botswana Defence Forces, for accepting our invitation to participate in the exercise to the 30th of June 2023. Dear brothers and sisters from the BDF, your commitment to this exercise is highly commendable. Honorable Governor, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, the Ministry of Defense and Veterans Affairs continues to recognize the importance of the resolutions of the 22nd session of Botswana-Namibia Joint Permanent Commission on Defense and Security, held at Gaborone, Botswana, from the 13th to the 18th of November 2012. Exercise Hangane 2 will allow the Botswana Defense Force, BDF, and the Namibian Defense Force, NDF, to work together, improve interoperability, and enhance military-to-military relations, as well as participants will have an opportunity to exchange cultural norms and values.
As the Wildfire season approaches, residents of Windhoek are being strongly encouraged to prioritize precautionary measures. This appeal comes in the wake of a recent Wildfire incident that occurred in a riverbed within Windhoek's Hoogland Park residential area on Saturday. Let's have a listen to the details.
This comes after a wildfire broke out in a riverbed in Windhoek's Hoogland Park residential area on Saturday. Senior Station Officer Masule Mayanga from the City of Windhoek's Fire Brigade Department, in an interview with Nampa, emphasized the need for residents to be proactive in safeguarding their properties during this period, which typically occurs between July and October. Mayanga emphasized the importance of residents taking preventive measures by clearing a 3-meter perimeter of grassland around their households to minimize the risk of their properties catching fire during a wildfire outbreak. Mayanga also mentioned that some residents take it upon themselves to burn riverbeds to discourage criminals from hiding in those areas, noting that the City of Windhoek Disaster Risk Management Unit does random riverbed debushing despite limited resources. Reporting for Primetime News, Ishmael Mukuvonda.
Stay tuned for the business segment. Welcome to Primetime Biz, your insight into business and economics. In today's segment, the Oshikoto Regional Council has allocated a substantial amount of 40 million Namibian dollars towards infrastructure development for the 2022-2023 financial year. This announcement was made by Oshikoto Governor Pendayanda Kolo during his State of the Regional address held in Omuthia recently.
This was revealed by Oshikoto Governor Pendayanda Kolo during his State of the Regional address at Omuthia on Wednesday. He said the Regional Council budgeted a total of 46 million Namibian dollars towards infrastructure development, of which 40 million Namibian dollars was spent, accounting for a 88% execution rate. Yandakolo said the development focused on the provision of clean drinking water, electrification of rural areas, settlements and growth centers, surveying of settlements, implementation of the sanitation programs, and the construction of roads and offices. He further highlighted that during the year under review, the region budgeted for 17 areas to be electrified, of which 7 were fully electrified with medium and low voltage networks, noting the other 10 are in progress and majority of them are above 80% progress rate.
Moving on to continental matters. In a recent statement, South African President Cyril Ramaphosa expressed that lingering resentment towards the West exists due to the treatment of African countries during the COVID-19 pandemic. Addressing the audience at the summit for a new global financial pact in Paris, President Ramaphosa candidly described how African nations felt marginalized, akin to beggars, when seeking access to vaccines.
I played a key role as chair of the African Union during the COVID period. We felt like we were beggars when it came to vaccine availability, when we felt we needed access to vaccines, and the Northern Hemisphere countries had bought all the vaccines in the world, and they were hogging them. And they didn't want to release them at the time when we needed them most. And we felt like we were begging. And at times it felt like they would just be droppings from the table, that yes, we will give you that and that. And let me tell you something that generated a lot of resentment. We resented that, and it got worse when we said we want to manufacture our own vaccines. And when we went to the WTO, there was a lot of resistance, enormous resistance. And we kept saying, what is more important, life or profits by your big pharmaceutical companies? And that too, I must tell you now, generated and deepened that disappointment and resentment on our part, because we felt like life in the Northern Hemisphere is much more important than life in the global South.
That concludes tonight's top segment. Now let's turn to the weather forecast, where we consult with our weather experts to determine tomorrow's weather conditions across the country. Welcome to Sport Planet, your go-to destination for all the latest sporting action. In an exciting development, Namibian female sprinters and a long-distance runner emerged as winners in their respective categories at the Regional Annual Sports Award held in Machapa, Eswatini. Helalia Johannes, the 2022 Namibia Sports Award Sportswoman of the Year and an accomplished long-distance runner, emerged as the 2023 African Union Sport Council Region 5 Sportswoman of the Year. T11 female sprinter and NSC Sportswoman of the Year, Lahia Ishitile, won the Sportswoman of the Year with a Disability Award. Meanwhile, Namibia's Junior Sportswoman of the Year, Christine Boma, was crowned as the Junior Sportswoman of the Year at the award ceremony. We have exciting news from the Special Olympics World Games in Berlin, Germany. The Namibian unified basketball team achieved a remarkable feat by winning the bronze medal in their Division 1 playoff in the men's mixed unified sports team competition. In a thrilling match held at Neptunebrunnen Berlin Center, Namibia displayed their prowess and determination, emerging victorious in the third-place playoff against Uruguay with a final score of 15-12. After a challenging semi-final earlier in the day, where they faced Korea and lost 7-21, the Namibian team showcased tremendous improvement and played with exceptional skill and coordination against Uruguay. Your sports roundup is up next. And that concludes our newscast for tonight. Thank you for joining us. Join us again tomorrow as we keep you updated on local and international events. From myself, Salima Shumwefeleni Masipa, and the talented creative team behind the scenes, we wish you a good night.